We don't have a minute. We're in. G'day, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to episode 55 of Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news. I'll get it, man. I'll get it. It's fine. It's fine. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about PlayStation. About me not speaking properly. This is a current theme at the moment. None of us can speak properly. I think Gray's it. So, Gray, you want to take it away, son?
No.
Okay. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about PlayStation Assistant for PS5, Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to PC, Crystal Dynamics never wants you to be bored in Avengers, PS4 crossplay, it exits the beta, which is now a full feature for developers. We also have all the weekly deals across all console platforms for you. I am Static Oz, joined with me as usual, a Deft's Puppies, there we go. How's my wording tonight? And Great Aussie Gamer, save me, dudes, save me, please.
No, I can't. I'm trying to save myself. Everything's broken. I don't know what's going on. Are we even live?
So, Puppies things, mix of things aren't working. Puppies was trying to fix it right as it went live. He's like, no, hang on, we'll do this on. No, nope, we're going.
Too late.
So we're here. Professional podcasters. We've gone ahead anyway. So what's going on, dudes? Gray, you start. Puppies.
I'll go through. I was really hoping you were going to read that lead in right there.
No,
that was Puppies.
Oh, it's your boy Titan. It's your big boy Titan loving one-eyed mask wearing Puppies here. Is that the one?
That's right.
I think that's more aimed at next gen than Puppies though. Puppies is all about those Peregrine Greaves.
Puppies are about those Peregrine Greaves. Fucking energy legs. It's fine.
Peregrine Greaves. All right, we'll go with that. I'm good, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
go.
Good.
Great, please. Yeah, save this. Get us on track.
Destiny, mate. I am back in on PC this time and loving it. I am actually really, really enjoying Shadowkeep. Beaten the campaign, seen a little bit of the raid, but I don't want to obviously give that away because that only came out this morning, so I won't really talk about it. But it looks good. The raid looks good. Doesn't look too hard. I don't know, it's easy to say when you haven't played it, but from what I saw, it didn't look overly difficult. And seen some of the data and all that talk about it there, they don't rate it as difficult as like The Last Wish and stuff like that, but still looks cool. And enjoyed the hell out of Shadowkeep, even though the campaign was ungodly short, like ridiculously
like 5
short.
hours tops, and that was including like grinding for stuff too.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah,
it was kind of closer to like Rise of Iron size, I'd say.
That would be, but at first I kind of had an issue with it. I was like, that's pretty short, for $59 or whatever it is we paid for it. But then you kind of what they plan to do with dropping their content out in the story and dragging it through and evolving it over the season, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm pretty excited to see how Bungie do it and how they implement it. And I mean, today I logged on this afternoon and I'm greeted with like a really awesome pre-rendered cutscene with the Vex, and that was tied to everyone finishing the clan finishing the raid. So that's obviously unlocked everything for everyone in the world, and that's where we're up to. So
yeah,
I'm in PvP as well. Oh god, fuck, it is so good playing this fucker on PC. Hand cannons on PC are just completely different to console.
It's stupid, right? How different it is.
Oh mate, all you gotta do.
I remember when like
on their heads,
no,
it's
gonna be the same ecosystem. Like it's not.
No, it's completely different.
Totally
The game is completely different from PC to console. Like night and day difference. So guns all handle better. Obviously, you got better frame rate. All that stuff. Everything it plays a lot smoother. And the best part of it is I can actually swap weapons or swap armor in game in a match, and it not take me 5 fucking minutes. So loving that part.
Life is good.
Puppies, you good?
So yeah, I'm good now. Static editing maybe on you this week.
Well, that's going to be a trouble because I'm looking at my volumes right now, and I'm doubling up somewhere. I've got that echo somewhere. I can't hear it in my ears, but I can see it in my audio.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. This one might be.
Audio listeners. Results may vary. And we blame daylight savings.
So what I'm trying to mute my input as you guys are talking. So it's going to be very difficult. This is going to be very one-sided. This. There's going to be a time where I forget about it. I'm sure of it. So let's see how this one works out.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. So surprise, surprise. I've also been deep into Destiny 2. Like, It came out on Wednesday. I'm 35 hours in.
Yep.
From Wednesday. But it's good. Again, same kind of sentiments as Grey. The story was really short, but I think it was more of a setup for what happens over the season, as opposed to and over the next recurring 4 seasons they have planned. So it's kind of like a kind of kickstart, not a reset, but just kind of, all right, we're going to move the story forward, and this is where it's going to go. But it's really good. I went back, got some old weapons. I went and got Bad Juju and Last Word. Finally got that done. I believe Static was there to watch my pain as I randomly tried to have this shootout with these fucking hive dudes, and it was.
I feel you on your potato aim, man.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It was bad. Like it took me a solid half an hour to get that done. I think it was like 12 attempts, 14 attempts, something like that. It was ridiculous, but the grind is really good. I've been really enjoying it. And
what power level are you?
I'm at 915 at the moment.
Okay.
And I'm kind of stuck there. But the Vex stuff has dropped now, and I know I can get more powerful engrams from that, which is cool. Also, after the raid dropped, I kind of popped in for 5 minutes and checked out getting into the raid itself, just solo. And you gotta go through one portal, and then there's a first encounter there, which I couldn't get past solo because I'm a fucking scrub. But I'm not a team of 6, okay?
Do they even design them to be soloed anymore? I don't. Surely they've.
No, but it always happens. Every raid has been soloed.
Yeah. No, Last Wish wasn't.
Last Wish wasn't?
No, well, you can't do the last part.
Riven got beat solo. Riven was beat solo.
How do you beat the last
one? You can melt her before the mechanics set in. There was a thing with cluster bomb grenades.
Because you go into the heart.
Rockets. Oh, the heart? No, did that not get soloed?
No, because you can't. One person gets teleported in, the other person has to run.
Oh, maybe it's 2 men then.
You can't. Yeah, it'd have to be minimum 2. Because one always goes into the site inside the heart, the other one has to run the.
Yeah, so I haven't run that raid yet either, because that was like the period where I wasn't really playing, and I had no one to play with. I was all alone. And LFG was a.
I will buy Forsaken on PC and take you through it. I've done that raid heaps now.
We can do that. Yeah, I have Forsaken on PC now too, which is good. I have it all. But yeah, Destiny 2 is pretty good. I'm enjoying the grind. It'd be interesting. The real test of Destiny 2, the first 2 weeks are always good at Destiny 2, generally. Like that first expansion. I think of that honeymoon period.
That's the honeymoon period, exactly.
Let's not talk about Curse of Osiris. But I think the real test will be over the rest, like the back half of the season, and seeing how they're releasing content then. See if they keep it fresh, or they just kind of go back to that old routine of having like a lull in the middle, and then there's a little bit of hype for the next season at the end, and then it goes on to the next season. And
well, see, I think
it begins again.
I think they've got this one chance to get this right. If they don't, they've got to revert back to big content drops, like fucking boom, here it is. Here's some sprinkly shit to get you through 6 months. Bang, here's your next one. Because games now are getting too big. There's too many of them. People don't have enough time, and Bungie have one shot at pulling this off right to keep the player base there, to give that content over the whole season without giving it all to us at once. It's going to be hard to pull off.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is their big showing. This is them busting out from Activision and showing us what they can do as an independent developer. So it's all on them now. So if they fuck this season up, it's going to be 100% on them, and they're going to have to answer for that. Because I mean, for the most part, previously. People are, oh, fucking Activision ruined everything. But there's none of that now. There's no Fall Guy. So if Bungie fuck this up, they're on their own. And so
Do you
really
think they'll fuck it up? Do you think that? Do you think? Because I'll be honest, this expansion is not. Forsaken was 10 times better than this expansion.
Yeah.
This
But this
Shadowkeep doesn't. Shadowkeep, it's up there, but it's not Forsaken levels.
Yeah, this is like I said. This reminds me of Rise of Iron a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good one to put it because it's better than Warmind and all that. Yeah.
Because how much was Forsaken at launch? That was full game price, wasn't it?
No, it was the same price as this.
The same price. Okay, interesting.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a full price game. You weren't paying full-fledged for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And this one is $59 in Australia, $60.
That's close to a full game, I guess. Yeah.
It's not far off. So
it's not far off.
And that and don't forget, we're paying for that, but not playing it right now. It's time-gated content. It's not like you pay $10 each week or $10 a month. You know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the next couple of seasons work. Because I know Shadowkeep was like its own thing where they've like relaunched and those big stories. So it'd be interesting to see how, because this is Shadowkeep and Season of the Undying that we're paying for, right? So I want to see what happens because after this it's just season. There's no big content release. So the next 3 seasons are gonna be like we're gonna know what we're expecting because people like are gonna like go in and go, right, so this is what we got with the Season of the Undying. We got the new season pass, we got the raids, we got the endgame gear and the endgame grind. But that's essentially what we're gonna get season to season now, not the big the Shadowkeep-esque story, but that Season of the Undying part. They're 2 separate things, kind of, but not really. It's weird.
Yeah, I can see where they're going with it, but after the 3rd or 4th season, we'll get a big DLC again. That's how
we
it's
should.
work.
Yeah,
it has to. You can't just do. You can't do seasons like this. Is not Fortnite. This is not Apex Legends. This needs something bigger. This is a bigger game. You can't.
Yeah, just... it needs a big game changer every year or so just to kind of freshen it up and.
Yeah. So Static, what do you think of the recycled content, I guess you could say, recycled areas from Destiny 1?
I personally, I'm into them. I think we're having a little chat. Was it last night? We're having a chat about it. For everyone that's played it from year one, it's a bit of a nostalgia hit. Going back to those areas and sort of seeing them again. For me, I sort of saw like the newer Crucible maps first that were introduced. I still haven't played any of the campaign at all. I actually haven't bought I haven't bought Shadowkeep yet. So I've only seen the Crucible maps, and I believe I can still go to those areas. I just haven't done anything as far as that goes yet.
You can visit the patrol areas and do the strikes as well. I believe. Yeah.
But seeing those Crucible maps, bringing back the favourites with a couple of favourites with Widow's Court and Twilight Gap. And just having those tiny little changes in them just to sort of update them and keep them sort of into the world that we're in at the moment was really cool. But I'm a big fan of them bringing those areas back as a nostalgia hit, but also for the people that didn't play. Like I know a fair few people that didn't play Destiny at all, like the first iteration of Destiny at all. They got into Destiny at the launch of Destiny 2. Which was a bit rough for them, but now they get to go and see these places that we've always talked about, they've always heard about and not seen. So, for those facts, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, same. I'm down for it. I enjoy going back there. I love throwbacks when devs do that, and they kind of add a little bit extra to it, but they kind of keep it, as original as they can to what the areas are. So I like it. I've seen a lot of people whinge about it, saying it's not lazy per se. They obviously had to redo it all because it is an upgrade from what the originals were. They look a lot better, but it makes sense with the story. Everything makes sense to go back to that area. And holy fuck, I want them to put the Crota raid back in. Just give it to us.
As a strike, though. As a 3-man strike. And just dull everything down just a little bit. And then just do it as a 3-man strike. Because that'd be hilarious. Yeah. Oh shit! What if that is the dungeon?
Oh, imagine that. Nah, because we've already seen the trailer for the dungeon. So.
But was it though?
Well, that'd be for me. That'd be like when they brought it back into Court of Oryx. You know what I mean? Like that little mini sort of little mini. I'd like to see something like that, but well, obviously bigger than Court of Oryx, but
kind of is. And I don't think this is this spoilers grade? You know what I'm talking about when we did that one mission.
Yes, it is
the hunting. Yeah.
Spoiler.
There is something kind of similar-esque to that in one of the missions ish. Kind of. I don't know.
Can't talk about it. It's too early. Came out this week. You can't blow that yet. One really cool thing that I've seen today there is I did a fresh new hunter. I'm trying to do a challenge run for a YouTube video with a knife only run. Yeah, try to beat Shadowkeep with knives only. It's super fun. Don't ever try it ever again.
Man, anyway. I was in Disco while you were trying. Super fun is not what I heard.
No.
Should have been on a Titan.
That's the uncut version.
Greaves. And
fuck that.
All the charge to everything.
Anyway, there is something that I seen today, and I also read it on Reddit. When Destiny was announced, and it first got shown, I'm pretty sure it was at E3, whenever it was, six years ago. Now, there in the gameplay they showed the first Walker fight, and obviously it was highly scripted with the fire team walking through, and they're all low level, and they're getting their shitty ass Kostov gun, and anyway, they get there, they're fighting the Walker, they're not doing too well, and then another fire team comes in, and they're all max level 20s, and the people playing the game are like, oh wow, look at this is going to be so cool. See what like the top tier players can do. That was back in Destiny 1 when they launched it. Destiny 2 now, you go and redo that mission as a new account. You come in the same way that original fire team does. If you load into that area on your high level account, you will spawn in where the high level fire team does, and you come in as the high level guys to take out the Walker to help the low level guys. I reckon it was fucking cool.
That is really
that's a good little throwback. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is. They just tied that all together, and I thought that's fucking sweet, because you do go there and it's all the first light players, so it's people that haven't played the game before. They're just base level, base everything. And you can
when I did that mission from the high level player side, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice new light players. Yeah, that's really fucking cool though.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was pretty sweet that they put that in there. So yeah, I reckon it is good. I like the battle pass. I enjoy having that little bit of extra to kind of chase down.
You're looking at if I do a few more bounties, I can get this next bit of upgrade module or
the
extra materials or whatever. It's a good little mini chase to kind of keep you going when you don't have a larger quest at play.
Yeah, well, that's it. It gives you a reason to do a patrol or whatever it may be. And what was the new one there? The Vex invasion started today, which was pretty intense. So I did I've done that quest line. So you got to do. It's a bit random and it's a bit annoying how they do this. I know I'm not a fan of it. They randomly spawn on the moon, so you've kind of got to be lucky because you can't track them and they don't show up like a public event. They're big, so you can see them when they happen because the whole sky goes all vexy and they start pouring out of tunnels and all types of shit. So you pretty much got to take a Gate Lord down and kill 3 of them. So you got to do 3 of these events, but the boss changes each time and you might not get the right boss that you need. On top of you've got to go find the main event. So you're driving around the fucking moon, flying around the moon looking for this event, and it's really annoying. Anyway, I did it, got it completed, and then you got to go and do. It's not a raid. It's like, I don't know. It's between a dungeon and a strike, but it's a 6-man match-made activity.
That's similar to the Menagerie.
More in depth, so there's a bit more mechanics involved in it.
Okay,
but there's simple mechanics like kind of anyone can understand. You don't need like communication is not a key thing at all. You can kind of work out what you've got to do. So I won't go into it and spoil it, just so people can work out what they got to do. But that is a good grind, and it's a good farm for what you got to do. It takes probably about 15-20 minutes to run the level, including taking out the final boss, and then it's match made, so you can just head straight back in. But I got some really good weapons out of that and bumped my light level up, probably 5-10 points, so it's pretty good.
Oh, sweet.
And I enjoyed that. If Bungie have got shit like that planned for this season, this game will be successful, I think, and in retaining a player base that'll keep coming back. What do you reckon?
Keep this going, yeah. I'm with you on that.
Are we able to pull it off?
If they can keep this kind of pace up and canter with the content, and lots of little things like this, even if it's just one thing a week, and I know they'll have like Iron Banner and stuff and things like that, but even just that one little PvE thing a week would be really, really good.
Yep.
Nice.
Cool. Oh, I don't know. I could talk about Destiny for ages right now.
What have you been up to this week? How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
I've got 2 weeks to catch up on. So I've been playing. I got into Damsel on the Switch because a couple of weeks back that was super. That was sale like $7 on Switch. So I picked that up. That is a cool little game. That is it's absolutely, as Gray said, like it's an awesome pick up, put down sort of game. So you can sort of get a level done here and there, and put it down, come back to it later. So that's a cool little thing. I got back into Destiny 2 again a little bit last week. Jumped back in again some this week. Tried to jump. I've been trying to get a bunch of like old, and I'm talking old quests done. I've still got Sturm and Drang sitting there, so I'm trying to get a bunch of old stuff done. Jumped in with you guys on PC for some PvP. I won match, went backwards in my Thorn quest and went, I'm going to go back to PS4. You guys have fun. So literally, I think it was like 2 or 3 matches back on PS4 and I got that section of it done. So we're good to go again. And I will post my crispy 0.4 KDs. Apart from that, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I now live on Aroa. So that's where you'll find me from now on. I absolutely loving that game. I understand a lot of people didn't like it. It had a bit of a rocky start, with a day one update that they didn't really mention. They'd put a tweet out like an hour earlier, sort of trying to get the hype train rolling, letting everybody know that it's released, it's out, the game's dropped, go and enjoy it. And an hour later, server's down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, server's down an hour later, and that became the most toxic cesspool of fucking anything you've ever read. So
there's no notification in games. Oh, by the way, we have a patch coming out.
No, I didn't go looking real hard, but I didn't even see that there was one after it was all up and running again, just to let everyone know, hey, like it's all done. I just went, you know what? For me, it was 1 a.m. I went, well, that seems like it's time for bed. I'll go to bed, and in the morning, I'll download a rather large update and be done with it. So for me, I got up in the morning, straight out, jumped into it, not a problem, but the update had already downloaded, so for me it wasn't really an issue, but man.
Nice.
There was so much screeching on Twitter.
Alright, talk to me about this game. I want to know.
Tell us stuff.
I'm going to get to the other stuff soon, but I want to tell me about is the story good? Is the gameplay beta wise? What's it like?
It is.
Jump back to the beta.
It feels better than the beta. In almost every way. Your movement feels better. It's still you're still doing the big swings, right?
Yeah, zoomed right in on that now.
Yeah, and on console you cannot fix that field of view. So it's one of those things. Like I actually went back and looked at Wildlands, and it's very similar anyway. Like your position on the screen and the amount of the screen you take up. So it wasn't too hard for me to get used to. You can toggle whether you want to aim down sights like first person when you're aiming down sights, if you know what I mean, or third person still. You can toggle that. So for anyone that had an issue with that, that's not a problem. You could do that in the beta anyway, but I don't know. The movement feels better. The weapon handling feels better. I haven't jumped into PvP yet. I meant to last night, but I didn't get a chance to. There's definite differences between all of your weapons, all your weapon types, and the way they sort of recoil and all that sort of gear. So that's really good. The vehicles actually work, which was a massive thing. The first thing I did, the first thing I did was got on a bike, took it to max speed, and I could handle the thing.
Oh, right. Okay, so it doesn't handle like a bloody...
They were terrible.
They were really bad in the beta. All the vehicles, they're all weighted differently. They're all like you would expect. The heavier vehicles, sort of, they take a little bit more to get going, take a little more to stop. They're harder to turn. So it's, for me, there's a definite weight to the vehicles. There's like your movement up and down hills is a lot different. Your character, like you can try and sprint down a hill, your character will not let you.
It falls, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you like, to an extent, like you can't, like, as you would imagine, like if you were to try and sprint up a hill, you wouldn't be able to, would you? So it actually does that for you. Like it slows you down and it makes you like sort of climb that hill. Going down, you can sprint to an extent, but it'll try and stop you again. Otherwise, you're gonna roll down that hill. You're gonna break your leg. You're gonna do all sorts. So you've got to heal up if you get to the bottom, and
I did that once. IRL.
Let's go. Let's have a talk. Let's have a talk about that. I want to. The same issue, guys. So the issue I had with the beta was that it's the realism survival shit on one side,
yep,
and then the gear leveling system, and the spongy, what are they? Those fucking sentinel drone things and all.
Yeah,
what are they going for? What's it more of? Is it more like looter, like I don't know, is it RPG or is it more survival?
It's less survival than we experienced in that first round of the closed beta, where they were, in that I haven't really found a point, as long as you kind of manage your stamina a little bit, which can kind of take you out of it, I guess, but as long as you manage that stamina at least a little bit, you won't need to be sort of stopping to address like your exhaustion issues or all that sort of creeping stamina bar, where like if you kept trying to sprint or whatever, when you're exhausted, that stamina bar starts getting shorter and shorter. To fix that, you've got to then drink water, right? You got to keep hydrated. I've found that as long as I'm watching it's not even watching, I'm just sort of keeping an eye on it, if you know what I mean. If it's kind of hard to word it, but just kind of taking note of where it's at, and then just having that little bit of a rest rather than sprinting or whatever. You just continue to sort of jog or whatever. You're still moving towards your objective. I've found it's just slowed the game down a little, which isn't necessarily for me, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's so much to see and do anyway. Like there's a lot of things. Do
you think the game needs it? Would the game be better if that survival shit was not in there? Just take it out. Like,
yeah. To be honest, yeah. Like I've
health and nothing else.
Yeah, just health. Like,
yeah.
What I don't get. See, it annoyed me in the back. And to set the record, I actually enjoyed. I could see the potential in the game.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the mission structure. I enjoyed the leveling, the world, all of it. And I think it's got good potential, and I will pick the game up. I'm just not going to get it, not this week.
I would for anybody else, like my 100% recommendation is to buy it when it's on sale. I give it 2 to 3 months. That thing will be down to $50-$60. Get it then.
So my question to you is, the game it has a leveling system and whatnot, and a gear, not a gear grind, but you get gear checked by certain areas. You can't go to a certain area unless you've got the right gear.
That's right.
And all the guns have stats.
Yeah.
Right, so you get a tier gun, it's got better stats. But one bullet to the head will kill that person. Doesn't matter what level you are.
Generally, I haven't tried that. So don't quote me on. I haven't tried it with a lower level gun against a higher level character.
See, that's the realism on one side and the RPG on the other. That they're fucking mushed together.
So what I haven't done is gone into one of those higher level areas, because there's generally most of the NPCs you come across, most of them they'll scale up with your level, or your gear score, I should say. They'll scale up with that, but you'll get to areas that are set at a gear score. So say they're set at 100 and you go in at 60. I've not gone into there and tried to see if, like, one headshot will take one of those dudes out. I would assume they wouldn't, but you kind of expect it would anyway, no matter who they are, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're going for that realistic angle with the survival aspects and everything. Because,
to sort of land one of those shots, you're going to try and be stealthy. You got to sort of get yourself set up, time your shot, and take care to take that shot. So you'd think that definitely would be like a one headshot kill. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Now that we've actually spoken about it, I'm going to. I'll try that and see how it works out. The trick is getting to one of those areas without one of their drones seeing you. So
that's the other part that brings. See, I don't understand. I do understand. I know why they've put the leveling grind in there and those stats. It's for those. I don't know what they're called. What are the robots called? Like the Sentinel, the drone things.
Yeah, Sentinel drones. Yeah, like the Sentinel's a company. Sentinel's a security company. So
they're spongy as hell, aren't they? They take some damn bullets to put down.
Again, that
gear check comes in.
Again, that depends. So,
you can see that's
if you go, if you go into one of those areas, again, one of those high level areas, then they're going to be spongy as shit. If you just encounter them along the same lines as like any other sort of area that you'd go into, where they scale up with your level, I think I took out a like one of the actual, like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's one that sort of wheels around with you and actually it'll chase you down on wheels, sort of thing. Like one of those I put down inside of two maybe 3 clips of a like an assault rifle. So I mean,
but that's at the same level as you, so, right?
That's right. That's the same level as me. So a big one, you know what I mean? Like to me, that's a co-op sort of thing, or I don't know. I'd say more co-op, so you can sort of strategize a way to take it out rather than. Oh, well, I guess you could do it. You could do it solo anyway. You could strategize ways to take them out, but obviously you're going to be trying to take them on over leveled when you get to those other areas, rather than trying to get in there just on that level by yourself, sort of thing. So I don't know. It's
I'm just saying, from running into those things in the beta, I assume it's exactly the same as the end game, as the final game. To me, it's Ubisoft's way of keeping the player controlled within the map. That's what it is, because the human enemies you can kill, doesn't matter really of the level. You headshot them if you're good enough to get into that.
And you can travel anywhere on that map you want as soon as, like, if you grab the helicopter straight off the bat when you get to like that social hub called Erewhon, if you get into a helicopter from there, you can fly it wherever the hell you want on that map. So it's a way to control what you can take on at certain points.
Yeah. Right.
How are the weapons? Because I mean, now that it's got this loot grind-esque thing going for it, what are the weapons like? Is there like big variances, or are they all very the same?
No, there's your obvious archetypes. You know, you've got your assault rifles, your sniper rifles, your submachine guns, your LMGs, your shotguns, all that sort of gear. So obviously, they're their own archetype, but then they'll all handle differently. Your different types will handle differently. So I typically have always run like an assault rifle or sniper loadout with your backup being a pistol, which is the case, or has always been the case. I tried to step out of it the other night. I picked up an LMG, and obviously it pumps out a lot more damage, it holds a lot more bullets, it's a lot slower to reload, so you really got to think about your ammo situation, when to engage, when not to. But the recoil and control of it is so much harder, so you know, I mean, they're pretty accurate as far as that goes. Like your assault rifles are pretty precise. Your snipers are obviously extremely precise. Yeah, I've liked it. I haven't really done the shotty or the submachine guns yet. So yeah, but I've enjoyed the weapons and the different archetypes and the way that the different styles of those archetypes work. Again,
you enjoy the story? Is the story good?
Yeah. Actually, I think we were in Discord the other night, and I was kind of muting out, or deafening out all the time because I was actually getting right into the all the cutscenes and things like that. So, I'm really enjoying where it's going, sort of, and really piecing together like the story. So what you could like you know, Gray, from going through it, you could go through in a guided mode, which will tell you, it'll hold your hand and just walk you through everything you need to do, or you can turn that off and you can figure everything out. So you'll get clues rather than waypoints of being told what to do. So you've got to then figure out things from clues or intel that you gather and all that sort of gear. So it's been really cool just putting that intel together and sort of piecing the story together as you go, rather than having it all handed to you. I'm really enjoying that. And I find that with everything else, it sort of slows you down. Has sort of slowed the game down a little bit for the player. I found that is a really good. I guess like sort of time sink, sort of getting into that as well.
Yeah, I think that is the best thing the game's got going for it. Is how it handles that mission structure, provided you obviously don't turn it back on. Turn it on, because as we found out in the beta, some of them are a little difficult. You've kind of got to sit there and think a little bit about it. Trying to work out on the map where it would be, but it's not, impossible. But it also, like you said, it does slow you down in a good way. And it makes you think and kind of appreciate the game a little bit more and whatnot. And instead of just going, oh, blink, here comes the waypoint on my map, just sprint straight to that, shoot anything in the way or whatever it is. When you don't have a waypoint and you've got to work out where to go, it does make it a lot more immersive and a lot more interactive. I would say. Which is where a lot of that survival-esque sort of stuff that they're bringing in sort of takes you back out of that. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing I don't like about it. So it looks like the game looks like it's having an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. 100%. Yeah, I think we've both said that in the past. Yeah. It needs to pick one. And I think this is their game. They're testing it with this. This will be where they take it. Either more Division or because right now most people are screaming now Division. You know what I mean? Like that's as far as their gear score systems working, their loot drop system and all that sort of gear. Everyone's yelling Division. The big dirty thing we need to talk about. Here it comes.
Oh boy.
That filthy fucking microtransaction store that's in that thing. Talk to me. What have you seen? Your experience?
I think a little while back you were talking that there was like skill, like level progression in the store. I've not seen it. I can't find it anywhere. I've been looking for it everywhere. I think that might have been part of what they've taken out. Part of that update maybe. I've not seen any level up sort of system in the store at all. What there is though, there's I can't remember if it's weapon packages or blueprint packages, but that seems to me a little pay to win. You know what I mean? Whether it be a weapon or a blueprint for a weapon, because then you can go and get crafting materials also. You can buy them. So there's your typical cosmetics, which I have zero issues with, and I think the big thing they're kind of leaning on with it all is the fact that they're not loot boxes. There's no loot boxes at all. It's all you pay for. You can see what you're buying straight off the bat.
There's no loot boxes yet. Wildlands had loot boxes though, didn't it?
I don't remember seeing a loot box in Wildlands.
Wildlands had loot boxes. And then
Oh
they took-
no, my bad. Yeah, I think they did. But again, they were cosmetics though. Actually, no, don't quote me on that. I don't know what. I think I might. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I think I might have seen a weapon come out of those. But there was,
expansion. See that? Oh, guys, here's some more Microsoft stuff.
You know what? Yeah.
Stuff. It's like bam, loot box, hello.
Yeah.
But it's saying that the loot boxes have been increasingly in more and more heat. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we see with like NBA 2K recently.
Oh, the loot box simulator.
The argument I've been having over the last few days with some people is the cosmetic only thing. Now, there's a thin line, man. I'll walk with it. If it's a free to play game, I don't care what microtransactions you want to put in it. If I can play your game for free, anything else on the side is whatever. As long as it's not, a gambling mechanic where I can't see what I'm putting my money into.
That's right.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
One day, if I'm paying full price for the damn game, I want that. I want the whole experience, and I want everything your developers have been working for in that. What you do afterwards, if it's not outrageous.
Yep.
Which this game is going outrageous for that store, man. What is in that store?
There's a lot in there. There is a lot.
Yeah, hear me out. This is the issue I have with this side of it. People go, it's just cosmetic. Yeah, it is. That also took an entire dev team how much time to make that cosmetic, to do all of that when that could have been put into something else in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't need to be there. They're not at launch
at the moment too, because I mean, with AC Odyssey, I didn't delve into the store that much, but I did have a quick peek, and there was some stuff in there like you can buy things that definitely give you you can buy like captains for your boat, and they had perks that helped you do extra fire damage or whatever. A lot in boat battles and things. So there was that really kind of fine line of it's pretty pay to win, but it's so minor it doesn't make much of a difference. I think they're still testing the waters to see what they can actually get away with. Because the store at Odyssey is huge as well. It was tons of cosmetics, tons of power progression buy-in, so you can go and buy yourself levels and stuff like that to help increase or boosters to help increase your level faster and make the gaming experience less grindy. Problem is, if they didn't make the game so grindy to start with, they wouldn't need the need for the power-up boosts.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's this weird line of, are they intentionally doing it to make the game extra grindy and say so there's areas you can't get into by design because they have made those robots so tough to beat on lower levels.
You can get into them.
Pushing you into the store to go, all right, I need to get some quick levels just so I can get into this area, or is it and the way developers are these days, it's really hard to say no, it's not malicious because it just seems that way.
You'd be crazy if you said no. It's 100% yes. That is exactly what it's for, and it's exactly what it's designed for, and it's hidden in the game so well. It's hidden in all the games so well. There was a time when DLC was considered a dirty word in gaming. If a game came out with DLC, came out with post DLC, you fucking nearly got burnt the stake, man. It's like, what? You mean you're cutting content from the game? I ain't paying for your game. Right. It's like, look where we are now. So that's the main argument I see at the moment is the cosmetic one, which it's fine and like I said, but when it's this full on, it needs to kind of be slapped down a little bit, and a lot actually, because you're right, they're testing the waters with what they can and can't get away with. Let's put the shit in and take it out as people whinge or complain about it, maybe add some back. Let's collect all that data and see what people do with it. Do we get, do people buy this stuff to skip ahead, which we don't, because we are hardcore gamers, but we are, and everyone watching and listening to this, we're the 1% of the gaming population. The hardcore gaming community is the smallest percentage. The casual community is the one that makes the money for these games, and it's also the one that these companies are targeting are these people.
And the one thing I do want to get into, I want to get into the PvP to see what weapons you take in with you, because if you're taking some of these things in that you've bought literally bought blueprints for, you're essentially buying endgame weapons. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like I don't quote me on that. I don't know if you actually are in actual fact, but there's that potential there. And if you add multiplayer into anything, anybody is trying to jump at that advantage, you know what I mean? Like, so there's going to be someone, there's definitely hundreds of people, thousands of people maybe, that are going to be buying that, because it'll give them that, it'll give them that leg up, you know? Sure.
Anyone is looking for that edge, like you said. And if the developer can get away with it by putting in something so tiny or whatnot, that doesn't make a big commotion, it doesn't make headlines in, on IGN or massive YouTube channels picking up on it.
Yep.
They will fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh, if it doesn't hit mainstream, they'll get away with what they can. Interesting enough about loot boxes and like microtransaction mechanics. CS:GO, I read this article the other day. They've put in this thing where you can buy an X-ray scanner to see what's in the loot box.
What?
So, you get one scan of the box, and you can see what's in there. And if you don't like it, you can go, okay, re-roll it, see what happens. But after that,
why don't I just let you buy what you want?
Exactly right. But after that, if you want to use the X-ray again for the next, right?
You got to pay for it again.
You've got to pay for it.
How fucking grubby is that?
Right. So you get this
bullshit.
And so they're testing this in France at the moment. And so you get this way, you scan it. So, it's this skin. Oh, no, I don't want that. You scan the next one, something worse. You're like, so I either need to take this, roll again and have no idea what's in it, or buy another X-ray.
Man, that's scary.
That is scary.
The developers around.
Where do you think games will be in 10 years?
Because they know exactly, like, they know this shit's going to get shut down really shortly, because there's more and more legislation and more countries every day are banning this shit outright or putting restrictions on it. And now they're testing the waters to see how they can get around it with loopholes. And it's terrifying, man. I'm genuinely scared for like 2 to 3 years from now and see what the gaming landscape's like.
Hey, you realize we just turned this into, hey Gray, what do you think about loot boxes?
No, we didn't.
We totally did. I almost said it.
We totally did.
I was like, there was like a small bit of doubt that Gray was going to go in another direction. I was about to say, Gray, tell us about loot boxes.
I'd hold back.
I know.
All right. So I'm living on a rower at the moment. That's fine. That's good. Again, like those sorts of things I'm never going to really buy into. So for me, it's not an issue, but for the greater gaming community, 100%. Like if there's obviously a leg up, people are going to buy it. People are going to pay for it. So it's a difficult one. I want to look into it more, because I was chatting away the other night and I was sort of looking into it. Looking for what you were saying was super insidious about it, and they weren't there. So that's good. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm sure there are weapons packages. I'm sure of it. So I'm going to look into it.
It's just fucking stinky all over, man. It just doesn't need to be in there. If they wanted to, I'll put that in 6 months' time. Spice the game up a little bit, whatever. Fucking don't put it on your launch.
But do you do it as a pack? You know what I mean? Not as, like, say, like for myself, I bought what would be considered an ultimate edition. So you got the figurine, you got a few other in-game extras, vehicles, camos, all that sort of thing. Do it for those people. You know what I mean? The people that are paying that extra money up front. Mm-hmm. If people did 3 months down the track want to buy the ultimate edition, sweet deal. Give it to them. They're paying that extra money on top for it. Obviously, I think 3 months down the track, they probably won't have those figures and all that sort of gear. But do it for the people that are buying it at that little bit extra, or people. Here in Australia, it's a AAA game. It's $100. You know what I mean? Like it's $100 off the shelf, day one. So
here's an idea. developers. Earn it through fucking challenges instead of your wallet. I mean, I know it makes you less money and you get less of a tax break, but
It might even get people playing your game more.
Hey, use this weapon, like, get 1,000 kills, get this blueprint for a really fucking awesome weapon. People are gonna come back and play your game. But I know no, but it's the money.
You know what?
Right.
The last thing I want to say on it before we go into the news.
Yeah.
I think if a developer or a publisher, whoever it may be, of whatever game you choose, has a lot of goodwill with the gaming community, that'll resonate more back into your store. Good example, Destiny, one we're currently playing.
We'll see where you're going with this.
What it was when under Activision, when Curse of Osiris came out, everyone burnt the game. It fucking tanked. No one played it. No one cared about it. No one did content on it. You had all the biggest YouTubers, everyone leaving the game because of how casualized and how much microtransactions and all the bullshit that they stuck in that game to fucking bring casuals in and keep that people there. They gave up all that goodwill that they made during Destiny 1. You see how they trashed it all? Everyone left. It's taken them what? Now to this expansion, I guess, Forsaken back one, to drag that goodwill.
Forsaken was like the first real big step back.
Yeah, so it's taken them that long to get the gaming community back on their side. That will bring people back in to spend money in their store, especially now that it's gone free to play. Do you understand? Like,
yeah,
you've got a free to play game. You can see the goodwill. It's like where it's all gone, where the developer's gone with it. You actually don't mind clicking on the store button and going, oh, man, I can buy that ornament, which is $5, whatever it is. I might actually do that. But if you were playing an EA game, then no fucking way you're clicking on the store button, because you're just going to get bombarded with shit.
Store button, it just appears in front of
Well,
you.
it just appears right in front of it, materializes, and then it hits you with the fucking buy me button. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here. So, I think a lot of developers need to kind of build up that goodwill with the community before putting their hand out again. And when you see fucking big teams like Ubisoft doing it at launch, here, give us your $100, we'll give you this game.
Yep.
Then immediately putting their other hand out, going, well, yeah, look at all this shit. Doesn't need to be in there. Give that to us in a couple of months afterwards, and you might have a lot more people be interested.
And I agree with Puppies. Like, you look at the Def Fox has said it in chat here. You look at Warframe. You know what I mean? You can grind out a lot of the stuff in Warframe. Like that is, to me, that's a pinnacle of how to do a free to play game with microtransactions. You can get everything you want by playing the game, by putting the time into the game, or you can pay to speed that process up.
Yep. Which is totally fine.
Which is fine. It's a free to play game. Right. So Destiny going free to play again, we're all good with that. But I forgot where I was going with this now. But yeah, I don't know. Give it to us somewhere down the line, or give us a structure where we can grind that out, or we can speed it up. You know what I mean? If you're going to put it in, at least give us a way to play for that stuff.
Exactly, especially when you pay for it up front.
Yeah.
That's the big one. There is when you're dropping your cash up front. Yeah.
Because I've got, like this game, I've got no problem putting the time into. So if I've got to put time in to get, like, let's say like a shirt in the game, right? They make this shirt that everybody has to have. If you've got to wait, if you've
got nipple holes and shit,
streamers and tassels. That's what I'm after. You know what I mean?
But it camouflages you perfectly.
And everybody wants that. Give them a way to grind for that. Give them a way to play for it. And they're playing your game. Then they're telling everybody how good your game is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Anyway, I think we've harped on an hour. We're on 57 minutes, guys. Let's start a podcast, eh?
Yeah, let's do some news.
All right, let's we'll get into real quickly. We'll do the freebies. Across PSN, we have The Last of Us Remastered. We have MLB The Show 2019. Deal of the week is Man of Medan. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I can't even remember the developer now. But the people that did Until Dawn is $24.95. There's also a free demo available right now. PSN deals, we have Marvel's Spider-Man. You can get the base edition for $34.45 or Game of the Year edition, which comes with all the DLC for $47.95. And The Witcher 3, which is the Everything edition, comes with all DLC and everything that you could possibly get for The Witcher 3 is $17.95. Puppies, I'm sure you can attest to that being a great deal.
Yes, I'm gonna get back to The Witcher one day. I'm like nearly there. But then, yeah, there's so many games I need to play, man.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, Witcher's fantastic.
Nice.
I think that's about the price I got it for as well. Was about that for all the DLC and stuff. It was about $20.
Yep.
Definitely worth picking up. Fantastic game.
How many hours you got into it, you think?
I want to hazard a guess at like 80 plus. And I'm not done.
So 80 plus hours for $20. For $20.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Beelining the story for the most part.
Yep.
To kind of experience that, and I wanted to get through to the DLC, which apparently is like some of the best parts.
Yep. Man of Medan, for anyone that played Until Dawn, apparently, from what I've heard, it is not as good as Until Dawn was. But in saying that, there's a free demo available there, so go give it a look. Make up your own mind.
Well, I think people are streaming it and enjoying it.
Yeah, so. Well, that's good. And Spider-Man, at either one of those prices, that's an amazing purchase. $50 for everything that they currently have for that game is spot on the money. Games with gold. We have Tembo the Badass Elephant. I meant to look in to see what this was about. Tembo the Badass Elephant.
I love weird name games. I'm gonna have to go play now.
It's definitely going to be on the download list.
This is turning into a thing on this podcast now. Is fucking weird games with gold.
Yeah,
let's go. We're renaming it.
Weird games. Actually, you know, let's do it right now. There we go. It's done. All right. We got We Were Here and Disney's Bolt on the Xbox 360.
Classic movie game.
Movie game. We're in. We're in. Did they after like 360? Did they come out with any more movie games on like Xbox One? Like, have we got? So. I hope not. I hope they let that go. Right.
Era, all these movies. Oh no! Wait. No.
I hope they let that shit go.
Hopefully.
All right. Deals with gold. We've got Blood Bowl 2 again. Oh, this was such a slow week for deals on Deals with Gold. Blood Bowl 2, you got base game for $7.48, or the Legendary Edition, which is everything again, for $11.23. And Road Redemption, if anybody remembers Road Rash from way back in the day, this is the latest iteration of it, and I think it was maybe 6 to 9 months ago it was released, and it is currently $13.47. So it's doing really well.
Fantastic. Great sales.
All right, on the Switch, here we go with another good one. Ultimate Chicken Horse is $15, and Final Fantasy, what's that one, 7 is $17. Ultimate Chicken Horse, talk to me, pups.
So I had about 30 seconds before the podcast started to find these Switch games. Puppies, these Switch games. I forgot because it's been a week, and I was like, all right, I need titles. I'm scrolling through. We've done this one. We've done this. Ultimate Chicken Horse. Fuck yeah. So it's a party platformer. So I'm assuming it's a multiplayer kind of gig. You get in with 3 or 4 friends. You're platforming, fighting enemies, probably trolling each other and knocking each other off. It looks really fun though. Like a hand-drawn art style to it as well, which looks really cool.
Yep.
It looks like a bit of fun.
Nice. And on the
I didn't get too much time to download it.
And on the Epic Store, we have Minute. It's a freebie for the week. It's a peculiar little adventure played 60 seconds at a time, and the trailer for it, I haven't been able to get. Again, I did much the same as you, Puppies, but the trailer for it was literally like a little flip book sort of trailer, and it shows you like you've got 60 seconds to play through what looks to be like a day in the life of this character that you are. So it actually looks really cool.
I've heard some insanely good things about this game.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I've downloaded it. As soon as I saw that trailer, like there's literally someone like with a flick book. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll download that and give it a look.
It's supposed to be really good, short and sweet. I'm told.
Yeah.
The puns.
Hey. The puns.
All right, news and updates, chat as usual. You know what to do. Any questions or whatnot, get them up in the chat. PlayStation Assistant for PS5. Sony Interactive Entertainment filed a patent on October 1st, 2019 at the United States Trademark and Patent Office for a system that will be identifying player engagement, to generate contextual gameplay assistance. Contextual gameplay assistance.
That's a lot of speak.
That is a lot of speak. One of the key features of PlayStation Assistance is going to be this contextual gameplay assistance for PS5 users. This feature allows PlayStation Assistant AI to monitor player activities during gameplay and provide assistance within the game. That's They're getting clippy.
They're getting clippy.
It's getting clippy.
So the information...
Say the rest of it, Static.
I've kind of lost where I'm at. The information provided by the AI assistant can be based on, but not limited to, the frustration of the user with the video game. For example, if it's taking multiple attempts to defeat a certain boss, the game may provide helpful tips on the side. In other instances, not being able to find an objective without a marker may lead to frustration. The game will intervene. So is this going to be like your own personal Baymax on the side? Like, are you in need of assistance? Baymax, I'm in need of assistance.
Here are 7 things I can do to help.
I figured
this is going to be like, do you need help? Are you mad?
I want a little Baymax, honestly, in the corner. Yeah.
This is just Alexa, isn't it, on console? Or Google Assistant or Siri, isn't it? Is that's how I read it?
No, this seems like it's going to be super intrusive. It's like, I mean, look,
No, you mean intuitive.
Intuitive. No, I mean fucking intrusive.
Me too.
I'm known for repetitive deaths, and I feel like this would be just a constant thing if I was on the PlayStation 5. It's like, hi, you need help? No, I get more mad things saying, hey, let me help you.
It'd be great. I bet you
the game.
I bet you log in. You log in for the first time on the PS5, and it's like, you need help, puppies. It's like, I haven't even played a game yet.
No, we know. You need help. We know. You need help, man.
Shh. Let me help you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my life.
It just turns the PlayStation off. Bedtime.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Baymax. All right, on to the next one. Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to PC. Today we're proud to announce the Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC. I can read that. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC on November 5th, with special bonuses available to players who pre-purchase through the Rockstar Games launcher starting October 9th. We also want to say thank you to the millions of people who have already downloaded the Rockstar Games launcher, I'll just go with it, and received their free copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. For those yet to download the Rockstar Games launcher, got it right, be sure to download by Tuesday, October 8th to get Gran Turismo, Jesus Christ, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for free. I'm just going to head over here. You guys talk.
Are you having a fucking stroke or what?
That's the Stephen lost contact with Static.
It's, yeah.
He's up. Let us know. We're concerned.
That was pretty good. One day you're gonna get through the entire news run sheet without fucking up.
Never happened.
Never happened.
That'd be totally off brand.
Never happened.
Yeah. We'd have to throw.
Oh, and the intro as well while we're at it. Anyway, we saw this coming, didn't we?
Intro today.
Yeah.
We all saw this coming. Everyone seen this coming.
But I mean,
what is not said in there though? Is what is not said in that though is that the game has been graphically enhanced and it has been optimized for PC, etc., etc. So, man, it must look good. Must run really good.
I mean, the thing is though, right? I mean, it's a big game and it's a good game. I get that, and I know some people have waiting for the PC port, or they don't have a console. That's fine. But are you gonna rebuy it?
No.
Prettier graphics?
No.
It just seems like it's way too late.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it comes with I think you get some extra gang hideouts, some of the online shit. I don't know. You're right. It is
Who plays online?
relevant. Yeah.
So what I was going to say before I was bopped was that the thing that surprised me about this announcement is that it wasn't already on PC. that's what surprised me the most.
When did Red Dead 2 release? That was like last year, was it earlier this year?
I would say it was like somewhere between 6 and 9 months ago, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'd understand a month or two between now and PC. By like a 2-month gap or whatever, but this seems like...
Yeah. This is why this surprised me that
I
it
know
wasn't
they
already on PC.
Kind of to push people to download their launcher.
Yeah.
It could be
another one of those. But
it is weird that and another reason why it's so weird that it's not on PC. It's Rockstar, man. They work to their own fucking, their own guide. No one tells them what to do when they launch a game. They will wait 10 years if they have to before launching a next game, because they just make a ridiculous amount of money off every title they launch.
Yep.
So it's not like Red Dead was. Everyone kind of knew it was getting worked on, but there was nothing official from it. So it's not like Rockstar had a deadline to reach. Externally, I'm sure internally they obviously did. So why not wait that little bit extra to have a worldwide launch on every platform?
Exactly. Wait another 3-4 months and...
The only reason I can think of is because they didn't want the PC version being the better version, and it kind of
and not selling
detracting
on console.
away. Yeah, maybe not selling as well on console. I don't know, because some people
maybe they're waiting for that ray
that.
tracing tech to fully form, so
Maybe
you can play it with ray tracing and see the sunlight shine through your butthole.
it's weird. I don't know. I can tell you what though, as good as the game is good. The game had a shitload of issues, and I don't think it deserves anywhere near the damn praise it got. I definitely will not be buying it again.
I couldn't see myself playing the story. For me, especially a story like that with so many kind of twists and turns through it. I mean, I know there's a bit of, but it feels like a one and done experience for me. So you go through this really long story. There's lots of side quests and all this world building, and starting that again, you're like, all right, I know what happened now. Like, I know the general main beats of the story. I just need to make different choices, and that doesn't feel like as nice of a gameplay and story experience as it would be the first time around.
Yeah,
I think like playing it a second time would kind of ruin that for me, because I love the story. I thought it was fantastic, but
the story was the only thing it had going for it. Like the combat it's fucking subpar.
Yeah,
that combat is not refined. It's not
I've
you
not played
compare this as a third person shooter, third person cover shooter, which it is. It's a third person shooter, to Gears of War, which is a third person shooter. Gears of War 5 that's how you do your third person shooting. The shooting and the combat in Red Dead is it's off.
Does it still feel like Grand Theft Auto? Like, is that the kind of combat that's in it? It still feels like that?
Combat,
it's exactly Grand Theft Auto, again, but 10 years on.
Yeah, right, okay.
It's clunky, it's not smooth.
It could have been worked on a lot more to make it better.
On console, to hang off your horse and like shoot backwards and steer the damn horses, that was like, you nearly had to bring your feet up and use your fucking feet to hold onto the controllers at the same time. It was that difficult to try and pull off. So
I want to see that. Yeah. Did you try that? Because I want to see it.
Handstands, the whole lot. Couldn't work it out.
No. All right, very good. All right, let's move on, shall we? Crystal Dynamics never wants you to be bored in Avengers. Now, I had a little read of this earlier. This amuses me a little. Crystal Dynamics is known to folks for single-player action-adventure games like Legacy of Kain and more recently Tomb Raider, with the upcoming Marvel Avengers games. Developed in partnership with Eidos Montreal, the studio is dipping its toes for the first time in the live service territory. During an interview with GameSpot at New York Comic Con 2019, where Crystal Dynamics revealed Ms. Marvel, aka Kamala Khan, as a major character in Marvel's Avengers. Studio head Scott Amos said the goal is for players to be always engaged with Marvel's Avengers on an ongoing basis. During the interview, he also said, "We don't want people to ever get bored or run out of stuff to do. We've learned from a lot of very, very good products out there of what does or doesn't work and how quickly these amazing players who are particular fanatics can consume content. So how do we do this in a way that's smart and keeps them engaged and rewards them for their time? That's actually the biggest thing for us. If you want to play more, we want to give you more stuff to do." That was very wordy. Go speak to Bungie, dudes. See how they went with it, you know. Like,
I'm kind of scared. Like, I mean, the more I hear about
Don't speak to Bungie.
it's just like, okay, we never want you to get bored, so we're gonna give you lots of stuff to do. But is that content gonna actually be fucking meaningful? Instead of, alright, here, you can go do this and get a thing, and we'll give you that like once a month. Or is it gonna be, hey, here's a cool experience you can have?
so how long till this game falls flat on its face?
Within the first week.
You give it a week.
Yeah.
I'll give it longer than that.
I was going to give it a month.
I'm optimistic. I want this game to be good. It's
Oh, so do I.
So do I, but after reading
So
that,
much concern.
What I don't understand is, hear me out. What is to go with every game like needs to be a live service?
It makes
Why?
money.
It makes money long term if it's successful.
Mm-hmm.
That's down. Yeah, Anthem was a live service. No
Yeah,
one played.
exactly. So what happens is they like, I mean, they put a bit in to as initial. Like, imagine you put in a live service game where you're releasing content slowly, so you can work on that later. So your initial cost is less. Because realistically, they're not putting as much content in the game because they want to spread it out, but make you pay more for it.
Yes, I understand the concept behind it. I don't fucking like it.
Oh, no, neither do I. It's fucking shit.
It is. I honestly, why not take this game? And I think maybe we've spoken about this previously, but when I think of this game, I think of its third-person adventure. You know, you got your 5 characters. I think of like, you know, a single-player experience, like on the scale of or bigger of like God of War. You know, with that level of cinematics and animations and writing and everything is just top-notch quality that you need to play it and you need to tell your fucking friends about it.
You would hope so with a heading such as Marvel's Avengers. You would hope that it has all that in it, right?
You don't fuck that license up. You get given that license. It is a license to print money, man. Avengers.
I don't know. So was Star Wars. Look what EA did with that.
I know. Don't talk. I know. I understand, but it's like, can you imagine when they say Marvel comes up to them and goes, right, we're going to give you here's the Avengers license. Do what you want with it. We'll watch. Yeah, because we don't know games, we know movies, and we know how to, you know, keep people invested, I guess. How do you sit around a fucking boardroom like this and come up with that? We're going to do a live service Marvel Avengers game where you don't even create your own character. You play as one of the 5 stock like the Avengers.
Yeah, it's not like DC Universe Online.
No,
you go and you make your own character.
I understand that. Like, make it, you know, like Destiny, but Avengers skins and like that would work as a live service. But it's just from the gameplay I've seen, none of it makes sense. What the direction they're running in with it, and then when you see shit like this, it doesn't. It doesn't bode well at all.
Nope.
It's like, whoa, what do you mean you're gonna put long, grindy, shitty things for me to do just because it's there?
Yeah. We've learned from other games, man.
Well, what other games have you learned from?
Which games are we learning from here? Because there's a lot of different lessons from a lot of different places. And if they're like, okay, we're gonna do this from this game, this from this game, and this from this game, how disjointed is that gonna be? Is that gonna be fluid? Is that gonna be like a fluid experience, or is it gonna be fucking all over the shop?
I think this is gonna be all over the shop. This game, I want it to be good. I want it to be successful, not just for obviously for Crystal Dynamics, which are a fucking good developer.
Yep.
I want a good superhero game, damn it.
Yeah, I want a wicked superhero game. Give me a cool game to play, but not this. Like, not that.
Especially when you look at the games they have made. You know, I mean, you look way back to Legacy of Kain. Like, how good was that game?
It was awesome.
How good was that game?
And the Tomb Raider, and the new
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Right. Yeah, they've got a lot of talent in that team, but
Do you explain to me why this game needs to be live service?
I don't know. I can't work it out, and I've thought about this previously. I can't work out why it needs to be live service, why you would have chosen that route, you know, during your initial meetings of which direction to take that franchise, you know, that license. Obviously, they've done it for the money. They go, we can license this. Look at this license. Look what we can do with it. Like, man, people would, if we can turn this into a live service type thing, but man, I think they're gonna fuck up gameplay wise. I think they're gonna struggle.
Yeah,
that'll be their main issue.
Recurrent user spending. That's all they're after. They've got a big title. They can milk it for cash. People recognize it that aren't in that smaller percentage of the gaming community. Like, this is a title that people will see, like just normal people that don't play games. Oh, Avengers, that was a cool movie. There's a game. It looks weirdly similar, but not to it. Let's and that's they get the people in, and then there's a live service thing.
It's also the one where you got skins. Like, you think of all the different costumes people are gonna want.
Exactly.
From the comics and all that shit. They're gonna feed that so bad, that collector's type mentality. That's what they're gonna feed off. Man, I hope they got their loop right there. I hope the story's good. Combat's gonna have to be great. It's gonna have to have some, I don't know, how do you even put an end game in it?
It looks so plain.
It does look very plain. It looks pretty plain. It's a word. Pointing it right now. It's going in my next review. It's pretty flat.
There's nothing. There's shit, that was really cool, but there's no wow moment there for me. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hulk throw his hammer. Wicked.
Why can't he fly? Because game.
Because game. Because live service.
Because of live service.
You gotta pay extra.
That's the third DLC. All right. PS4 crossplay exits beta. Now a full feature for developers. Sony's crossplay function for PS4 has now completed its beta phase and is a full feature for developers to make use of.
About fucking time. Thank you, PlayStation.
Welcome to the party. Strangely, Sony has made no official announcement about crossplay being promoted to a full feature. The news instead comes from a Wired article which states that crossplay is now available to any developer that wishes to implement it in their game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare seems likely to be the first new game to support this at launch, with it being set for release later this month. Beta phase of PS4 crossplay included games such as Fortnite and Rocket League, which helped to prove the system's capabilities. Hopefully from now on we'll see many more multi-platform games support crossplay. Do we need to keep going, or do we can just talk about that, right?
Yeah, we can just straight talk about it.
All right.
Time.
Yeah, it's about fucking time, right?
Just in time for the PlayStation 5 announcement. With all the new games coming out.
I mean, look, surely we've been going this way absolutely we've been going this way for a very long time, right? Understatement of the century. Yeah, about fucking time. So many games that we all play. We're all across different platforms for the most part. PC's the only one where we really get together on. So for us to be able to play cross-play would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just the three of us. You know what I mean? So thank fuck, Sony. About time. Dudes, anything else, or is that it? Just about time.
It's I'm kind of glad they did the beta, because I remember when, I think it was when they originally said no to Fortnite being crossplay. I think it was that. And then they came out like a couple of days later saying, look, it's going into beta, and everyone's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I know PlayStation 3, its back-end systems had huge issues. Hence the reason why you couldn't change your name. You try everything. It was all tied into some really old, dodgy networking, and this like it was really bad. I think that's why they've kind of taken their time to make sure they get it right, because you think if you do this and you just flick the switch, like, you know, boiling it down to flicking the switch, obviously there's a fuckload more work that goes into it. But,
Nah, video games, flick the switch.
okay, let's just say old Jim Ryan is there sitting on his desk with like the release the hounds button, which is like, instead it says crossplay enabled. He hits it and people start losing accounts or losing money, or, you know, weird shit starts happening. The blowback from that would be pretty severe.
Yeah, because that happened with the name change. There was a heap of issues with that.
There's issue with it tied to your trophies.
Yeah,
That's where and like for games back on PS3, there's an issue. If you're still playing them and collecting the trophies, it might not register your real name, the new name change, or something like that. It's pretty minute, and I highly doubt many people had the issue with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad they put it into crossplay beta. Obviously, it looks like everything is worked out, and yeah, about time that they had to. There's no way you were gonna not
Get away
enable.
with longer.
Well, you could get away with it for the rest of this generation, which runs out next year or this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's no way they were announcing the PS5 and going, "Oh, it's not crossplay." So you've got that.
Yeah.
So and yeah,
So in that spirit,
it is what it is.
in that spirit, games you think we're going to see first go crossplay?
From what I read, it's up to the developers, and it's quite difficult to do. Borderlands guys were talking about it on one of their Reddit things. They are struggling to get it working.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. Epic Games had it with Fortnite already pre-done, baked into their engine. It was ready to roll. And if you remember, Fortnite was crossplay before crossplay was a thing.
Yep.
They just didn't tell anyone. But people were playing with Xbox people and PC people, and it was all mixed together until they had to separate it, because obviously Sony and Microsoft said turn it off. So I think it's up to the developer and how long that takes them to implement. I imagine that the harder the game, so you'd think a looter shooter would be difficult because you're dealing with like,
There's a lot
you
of
know,
systems
not only
involved
characters
there.
and that, yeah, but you're dealing with so many other systems involved, and you know, where a game like Gears of War it's just a shooting game. You're not dealing with loot and, you know, stats and all the other shit that comes with it. So maybe that's what, if I had to guess, I'd say that's what the hardest part is, and that's what would take the longest. But Call of Duty obviously is the first one.
Mhm.
We already know
Yep.
that works,
Yep.
and that worked really.
But that was really good.
Yeah, that was flawless for us. We had no issues at all. The in-game worked really well. I think we had a couple of issues with that was most matchmaking. I don't know if that had anything to do with the crossplay itself.
Yeah.
Why that was so screwy, but it for the most part it worked well. Also like the little touch with this is who's playing on what and how. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, that was really good.
So you could
It
tell
was very interesting to see a lot of PlayStation players using mouse and keyboard.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. But that was
While we're on with crossplay,
Yep.
what do you guys see as the advantages of crossplay and the disadvantages? So hit me with an advantage first. What do you think the best thing about crossplay outside of playing with your friends or playing with someone? Because that's the obvious answer. But is there anything else you could think of that might?
I'm a simple man. That's the answer I had.
Simple man, simple answer.
I mean, I know a lot
Yep.
of now coming out with mouse and keyboard compatibility, and that's good. But there's, I mean, that means you only get one. Let's say you can only afford one console, and your friends are another one, and you just had this one or whatever, and it's not just playing with friends. Like it connects people and makes things more accessible for everyone, so everyone can enjoy the game. So not only does this help us as gamers, this helps companies and game developers bring their communities together as well.
That's right. Your communities aren't split across all those platforms now. They can all come together. And
it's a huge win for. I think that's what I held as the highest advantage. It's not for us getting just to play with each other, more regularly and easy. It's think how much cooler shit all the devs get to do now.
Yep.
Okay, so hypothetically, let's put it that say Call of Duty. All right, so say Call of Duty releases, and in 6 months' time, there is 40 million players on PlayStation, and there is 5 million players on Xbox.
I hope they don't want to do their Spec Ops missions.
Well,
sorry,
too soon. Man.
Sorry,
too soon. as a hypothetical, okay. If you were doing the development there, like especially imagine Activision, they'd be like, "Fuck, do we really have to develop content and put it on the Xbox? Do we have to take all these devs and make them program all this stuff to work on the Xbox because for these paltry numbers compared to, imagine just doing it on one console? But if you've got it all combined, doesn't matter because everyone's going to be playing with each other against each other." So the player pool gets a lot bigger, and therefore games are going to last a lot longer.
That's another good point.
Yeah,
PC games like PC Destiny was terrible, and still will be in a couple of months from now because there's no crossplay. Like it will be a struggle.
We can go. Oh well, I mean, if you have the
yes,
chance,
there is crossplay.
So, all right, the pool's bigger over here. We'll jump onto PlayStation or Xbox, and you're good.
Yeah. There's that, but imagine how much better it would be if there was cross-play.
Right.
But it just puts everyone in the same room. It's so much better than splitting everyone up.
Yeah.
So that's one. So what's your biggest disadvantage?
It's got to be the competitive scene.
Yep.
There's definite advantage to keyboard and mouse.
I don't possess that definite advantage, but it's there.
Neither do I.
Hey, I was going to say, from what I've seen, Puppies doesn't either, but...
No, fuck no. I'm arguably worse on mouse and keyboard right now. But I mean, there are people out there that kick ass on controllers, and they will wipe any good PC player with the floor. But in a general speaking term, there is an advantage with accuracy. There's less there's less recoil on weapon, stuff like that as well. Especially like the PvP competitive scenes.
Zero recoil. It's click to
Zero
win.
recoil. You widen that FOV and you just go, oh look, machine gun, not move at all. I'll just shoot it like a motherfucking laser. So yeah, that's one of the bigger disadvantages is that's gonna happen. And I can also see things like Activision doing things what they did with Call of Duty and separating the community with just taking little chunks. Go, nah, you can't have that.
That's fair.
Come over here with our little exclusivity.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Def Fox said in chat as well, wonder what will happen with platform lock games, e.g. Halo. I don't think that any of that sort of thing will change. Like that's what brings people to that platform. Games like that, Gears of War, say Sea of Thieves, Forza, that sort of thing. They're games, the staple games that bring people to the Xbox side of things. So I don't think that's going to change.
Exclusives will still be exclusives. Yeah. Like you'll have those. I mean, it's weird with Microsoft because they're doing PC and console together now. They've got the whole branch thing going. But with PlayStation, it's like you go to PlayStation, you get your Spider-Man, you get your God of War, you get your Last of Us, all those really big, pulling games. They're your console sellers, and that will stay exclusive. The things like your multiplayer, like your third parties, Destiny, Call of Duty, Battlefield, maybe even. Minecraft,
Ghost Recon,
all that kind of stuff. Ghost Recon as well. All those third-party properties. I mean, there is no disadvantage for them going, anyone can play anywhere because they're not worried about selling consoles. They're worried about selling games. And I mean, people are buying multiple copies of games anyway to play on each console, and now they can just play with all their friends anywhere anyway. If they switch over, especially with cross-play and cross-save. like with Destiny has. Like I have 2 copies of the game now, essentially, one on Xbox, one on PC, and I'm okay with that. So
I've got to make a little comment there. The amount of people I heard, let's say a year ago, saying if Destiny ever came out with cross save, that they would happily buy the games and all DLC across 2 platforms to support it. Now that it's here, so many of those same people are bitching about the fact that they have to buy the DLC twice. It is amazing. It is amazing. Like put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? Like that's what you said. Do the thing.
On the other hand, I've seen people. I know people. I mean, including myself. Happily, cool. 2 copies. Fine. Let's go. I can still play with my wife on Xbox and friends on Xbox that I still play with who don't have PCs. And then when I want to do my thing, I can kick on PC and enjoy those sweet frames.
So when it comes down to like, we'll go back to Destiny now. When it gets down to that, like I will buy Shadowkeep on PC because it's pretty much I'll buy that when I want to get into the story and do the raid. So it's that sort of co-op story stuff. But where my current, sort of PlayStation, I guess, situation is, I'm happy with where it's at. You know what I mean? Like I've got all the Forsaken, everything up to that. So I don't need to buy it on PC because everything that I would like to use, I can get from playing it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So.
But then that cross save feature it's pretty fantastic.
It is good. It is really good. Yeah. How easily I did it the other night was unreal.
How easy was
needs
set
to
up?
be
It was like
commended on that.
3 or 4 clicks of a button, and you're like, bam! All right, all your accounts are linked. You're done. Go play and enjoy the game.
Yep.
And they had a weird period where they wouldn't let you do it because they were waiting for Steam transfer, from the Blizzard launcher, where they kind of cut it off and said, all right, no, just wait for Steam to come out now and then do it.
Yep.
There was an early adopter period for a couple of weeks. But yeah, no, it took me 10 minutes. And I was having
same. Yeah, same.
Because I had to play authentication whack-a-mole because you authenticate one and then one with an unauthenticate. But aside from that, and that was just changing browser, and that worked fine. So
yep.
But it was smooth, man. I if anyone else does it, talk to Bungie and say, guys, how did you do this? Because it was fucking phenomenal the way it sorted out, like the way it all went down with the transfer.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that can't get words out of my mouth tonight. Thanks, Pups. Thank you.
It's conference trouble. You're welcome.
All right, let's wrap it up, dudes. I think.
Good plan.
Good plan.
Before we
back to PvP we go.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Play some dusty knees now.
Yeah, like 2-3 matches, and I'm going back to a row. Going home. Going home, boys. All right, Gray, kick it off. Who are you? Where are you?
Gray Aussie Gamer over on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. Actually, it's all the same. It's easy. Google it, search it, and you'll find it.
Beautiful. Puppies.
Death_Puppies. Same deal. Twitter. Oh, not really, actually. Twitter, Instagram, mixed up. Death_Puppies. You find me fucking up English real bad and
Winglish. Yep.
Maths.
Yep.
English, exactly.
Case in point, I'm Static Oz. You'll find me on Twitter, Instagram, and probably YouTube more than anything. You'll find me here on Twitch on Sunday nights doing this thing. If you would like to get in touch with the podcast, you'll find us on Twitter at _pod. You can also find us generally 9 p.m. This changes every week, really, doesn't it? Anyway, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time now. Every Sunday night on Twitch at twitch.tv/staticoz and Mixer at mixer.com/deft_puppies with a Z. Thank you so much for hanging out, dudes. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Or we won't, but you'll hear us and you'll enjoy it. See ya.
Bye.